Okay, this is a reaction video. This is from Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. Trent leaves Liverpool. Well, it looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold is leaving Liverpool, going to Real Madrid, but let's see what Mark Goldbridge has to say about it.
Hello everybody, welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and this is your latest football news as Trent Alexander-Arnold agrees a huge deal to sign for Real Madrid, of course. This has caused quite a lot of confusion and conversation. I was at Baller League yesterday live, thanks to everyone who tuned in, and it was popping off in the live chat. He's not done this, he's not done that. Well, it's been reported again this morning that Trent Alexander-Arnold's move to Real Madrid is getting closer and that he's agreed terms with Real Madrid on a 5-year contract and will join them on a free transfer.
That's I don't know if this is a great deal or not. I guess if Real Madrid comes calling you're a player, it perks your ears, okay? Because how many times they've won the Champions League, how many times they've won La Liga, you're pretty much guaranteed Champions League football, even though you're pretty much guaranteed Champions League football in Liverpool. Maybe I don't know if it's a good move or not.
We'll talk about where that's coming from, how true it is, and why Liverpool fans might be quite frustrated about this. Also want to talk about a few other transfer stories involving Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, but also when I get your reaction on the England international break. Have you enjoyed it? Have you seen any shoots of positivity there, or is it more?
Well, I can't really say I've enjoyed it because I'm not an English. Not from England. I mean, I was in England. I was there for 4 days a couple weeks ago and enjoyed it. But I just looked at the U.S. international break and it was very, very poor, if you ask me.
Of the same. We're going to get all into that. Got some big. Well, I think I've got a big take on Trent that I'm interested to see what people think about. Might not be the normal. Let's talk true transfers, though. Well, I say true. Sky Sports Switzerland are saying that Liverpool and England fullback Trent Alexander-Arnold has agreed terms with Real Madrid on a 5-year contract and will join the Spanish Giants on a free.
That's an interesting move for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Moving to Real Madrid again, like I said before, I don't. If Real Madrid comes calling, you gotta player, you gotta go looking. But I don't know if it's a good move for Trent Alexander-Arnold to go to Real Madrid. But he's going on a free. They agreed a 5-year deal, assuming that's correct. Good on him.
I'm sort of perplexed by this one. I really am.
As am I.
Talk to me, Liverpool fans. What is your issue with this story? Because I think Salah, Van Dijk, I understand the argument of they've not agreed anything, and I think Salah probably is going to stay, and mainly I think he's going to stay because of what David Ornstein's been saying. Van Dijk, I'm not so sure. Maybe he might think now is the time to go, but Trent's going. Like, he's been going, in my mind, for months. Like, he's at no point shown any sort of loyalty, interest in staying at Liverpool.
Well, I mean, in terms of, again, this goes down to the contract. You serve out your contract. Your contract is up. You've served your time with the club. You don't have to, show loyalty to the club after, assuming they've offered him a contract to stay for extra 3 or 4 seasons. Who knows? But you've seen out your contract. Okay, you're on a free. You don't have to be loyal to. It's no different from Saul Campbell, who saw out his contract. But now he went to Arsenal from Tottenham, which is different. It'd be like if Trent Alexander-Arnold went from Liverpool to Manchester United, or to Everton. Well, maybe to Everton. But yeah, it's you've seen out your contract. You don't have to be loyal to anybody.
And he's run his contract down, and he's going to go Real Madrid. It's absolutely obvious. I don't even know what the issue with the story is, apart from maybe the timing of it. And look, I get it. I think we spoke about this before. Is there betrayal from Is there a lack of loyalty from Trent? Well, of course there is. Doesn't mean it's wrong, but he's going to go. Not decided.
Again, I don't understand. If your contract is up and you are on a free, you can go wherever you want. Why do you need to be loyal to your previous club? Okay, I don't understand. I mean, it's not a betrayal. You've seen out your contract. Okay, you can go wherever you want. That's your choice.
On a new contract, Liverpool are not going to be able to live with what Real Madrid are going to offer him on a free. And what people don't realise is he's 26. He's arguably one of the best attacking right backs in the world, and he's free. So Real Madrid are going to go, we want a right back, we want Trent anyway, we would probably pay tens of millions of pounds for him. We don't have to, so we will use those tens of millions of pounds and still make a profit by giving his agent a good chunk, giving him a good chunk, and giving him a good wage. And Liverpool are not going to do those three things, and therefore that's the end of the conversation. Like, he is going to go to Real Madrid. Now, all right, never say never. We might be doing a video in a couple of weeks ago, and I can't believe it. And if that happens, I will say this: I can't believe he stayed at Liverpool. What a show of loyalty that is, considering Liverpool will not be able to offer him what Real Madrid is going to offer him financially. And also, goes to Real Madrid, competes for Champions League, competes for titles.
Yeah, it's like I said, you're going to compete for titles. Look, Liverpool this season had a chance to win 4 trophies. Okay. They went out in the FA Cup to Plymouth. They went out in the Champions League to PSG. They lost in the League Cup final to Newcastle. Okay, the only thing they're going to win is the Premier League, which is good on them. Real Madrid, 2 or 3 trophies a season. That's the difference.
He's won a title and a Champions League at Liverpool, so prime years ahead of him. Maybe fancies a move to Spain. Knows Jude Bellingham. So I don't get the controversy of this story. Obviously, I get the fact that he's not holding the shirt up yet, and the timing of it may to some feel a little bit odd, but we've been talking about this over on the United stand. The March international break is always when the transfer window opens for me. You're not going to get people holding up their shirts, but they're free. They're away from their clubs. They're having a bit of a break. Their agent can talk to other clubs. It's the time where real clubs start doing real deals, and this is probably why this story is coming out now. But how on earth do Liverpool fans think that Trent's not going to go? Like, you are not going to be able to put on the table the financial package that Real Madrid will, and also it's Real Madrid. So I think he's obviously going to go. Do it.
I think he's going to go too. I don't understand the loyalty department that he was talking about. Look, you're a free transfer. You can do whatever you want.
On a footballing level, on a loyalty level, have I changed what I said a few months ago? Look, he's played for Liverpool. He's been a very good player for Liverpool. That's why he's going to Real Madrid. So you can't argue the fact that he hasn't put in the yards as a Liverpool player. Does he have to stay at Liverpool for the rest of his career? No. Has he got a right to run his contract down? Yes. Does it leave Liverpool fans who are a very, loyal set of fans who pride themselves on their club and their city, does it leave them feeling a little bit sour? Of course. But this is the modern game. And even in the old game, there were players that would leave.
Look, again, I don't understand the loyalty discussion here. I don't understand why he's talking about it. Like I said, you can do what you've signed a contract. You were loyal. You saw out your contract. You're free to go wherever you want. Yes, Liverpool is not getting any financial compensation, but that's their choice. Okay, and it is what it is. It's he saw out his contract. He can go where he wants. He's a free agent. He can do what he wants.
United or leave Liverpool. There are players that will stay there for their entirety of their career, but there are players that will go. Steven Gerrard was rumoured to be going, wasn't he? So
Steven Gerrard, I believe, was going to go to Chelsea, and then they were burning his uniform in effigy and he did a U-turn and stayed at Liverpool, and basically stayed at Liverpool for the rest of his career. Yes, I know he played at the LA Galaxy for a season and maybe a season and a half, but realistically, he was a one club man, Liverpool. And because he was going to go to Chelsea, they burned his uniform in effigy. He did a U-turn and he stayed at Liverpool.
Look, I think loyalty in football comes at a price. I think that's the line, isn't it? And Real Madrid are going to put money on the table that Liverpool can't. And is Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I don't know the guy, might be a complete knobhead, might be a really nice lad, but has he not got a right to say, okay, if you want me to stay, match that offer and we'll talk? And if Liverpool are saying, we're not going to match that offer, this is Liverpool that gave you a start, and you're a Liverpool legend, etc. Well, they're offering me a lot more money, and
he has every right to take that money. Okay, it's not like he has 3 seasons left and he's basically walking out on a contract. He has seen his contract out, and he has every right to go for that money.
And a project that's not Saudi. It's not Saudi. I'm not going to Saudi at 26. I'm going to Real Madrid. So put the money on the table, or I'm going to go. And what we forget about the modern game is it's not a Liverpool fan saying that to him. It's some ownership model that is not really about Liverpool football fans, is it? It's an ownership model that is like Man United. It's not like Man United, but like the Glazers. You're not dealing with Liverpool fans. You're dealing with business people who are probably making a hell of a lot of money out of the club as well. So, I can see both sides. The fans are the ones that suffer. They always are. But I mean,
yeah, look, but again, and I need to sound like a broken record here, but he's lived out his contract. He has seen out his contract. Okay, if Liverpool has not offered him the financial package that he's looking for, he has every right to go. Okay, it's no different than Saul Campbell. Okay, Saul Campbell was looking for a package. He was looking for a winning club, and unfortunately, it would happen to be his crosstown rivals. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold is not going to Manchester United. Okay, we know that. But he has every right, once he sees out his contract, to go where he wants to go and do what he wants to do. And if it's Real Madrid, then it's Real Madrid.
I mean, Trent, he's going to go, isn't he? He is going to go. I want to talk about, just very, very quickly, there was a couple of other things I wanted to talk about as well. Where was it? There was something about Newcastle. Barcelona apparently eyeing a move for Newcastle and Italy midfielder Tonali, as well as Isak. I think it's going to really hot up about Isak. Where do you think Isak will be at the start of next?
Now, I've heard Isak is going to Arsenal, but I'll believe that when I see that. Now, if he goes to Barcelona, they must be getting ready to get rid of Lewandowski. But we'll see.
Season. Get in the comments. I'm gonna say Isak will be at Arsenal. Just got a feeling. Isak Arsenal, Ekitike Newcastle, and it could work well for both. I think Ekitike at Newcastle could be quite a good player, but that's my thought on that. England, yes. International break's not been too bad if you're not English. Like, I think some of the Nation League's games had jeopardy, even the Scotland game. I think that Portugal down.
Scotland got killed by Greece 3-0.
Denmark and the Italy, Germany and Spain games.
The Italy-Germany games were really, really good. Those were really, really good. Germany getting by on a goal, but they were up 3-0 at home against Italy, and Italy almost came back and won that. They almost had a penalty kick, which was overruled.
Etc. were quite interesting. Haven't really kept an eye on the South American games, but England's games, God, as an English football fan, the international break, I'm glad I've been busy. It's crap. I mean, I don't blame Thomas Tuchel, by the way, but yeah, I didn't see anything in those games that make me.
Look, they were World Cup qualifiers. You have to play them, and England won 2-0 and 3-0. Look, it was for England. It was they took care of business. They took care of their job, and that's all you can say about it.
You think he hasn't got a long, hard road to winning the World Cup? I mean, funnily enough, it's on the Baller League video yesterday. Jens Lehmann was talking about it, and he says, I don't think Tuchel's going to win you the World Cup. That's his job, but his big problem, if I'm going to take anything away, and it may change around very quickly, I wasn't impressed with the squad. I wasn't impressed with his decisions. I know we've got a few players out, but it felt like more of the same. And I'm going to try and summarise this very quickly. I've seen Jordan Henderson, I've seen Marcus Rashford, I've seen Phil Foden, I've seen Harry Kane, I've seen Kyle Walker. We need something new. And the fact that Tuchel's picking a lot of players that we've seen before that we thought maybe he'd move to other players just goes to show that maybe Southgate, was picking players because he didn't fancy other players, and maybe Tuchel's going to do the same. Phil Foden was atrocious on Friday night. He shouldn't be playing on the wing anyway. There are wingers who could play for England.
I don't know about that. I didn't think Foden played poorly at all. I thought he played reasonably well on Friday.
Putting Foden on the wing it's just narcissism again, isn't it? It's favouritism. It's ridiculous. But tactically, I still think Harry Kane is a world-class striker, and people...
Oh, he is. Harry Kane is still a world-class striker, can still score goals, still a fantastic player.
Still don't have the IQ to understand what I'm saying. Harry Kane is a problem for England. He was a problem in the Euros. He was a problem in the World Cup. He is a problem because he wants to drop into a team that doesn't need a striker that drops in. We need a striker that plays...
Yeah, that is true about Harry Kane. He does drop down into the midfield far too often. He needs to stay up in front, but he's still a world-class scorer, still scores goals for you guys.
He's on the last man, which is why when Ollie Watkins plays, we're better. Even though Ollie Watkins is not as good as Harry Kane, systematically we're better. We need a striker that plays on the last man. We do not need a striker that drops in. It doesn't suit the way we want to play with the players that we've got, but we'll keep doing it, and we might mess up another tournament because of it. A lot of work for Tuchel to do. He might change that squad around, but he's going to have to change it around. We can't just rely on Kyle Walkers and Jordan Hendersons. I mean, I just do not want to see them in England squads.
Look, Kyle Walker and Jordan Henderson came in as substitutes yesterday, okay, and they did reasonably well. Look, granted, you weren't playing against a world-class opposition. I get that. It wasn't against Germany, France, or Holland, or Italy, or anybody like that. But you look at the competition you're playing against, and you bring in the players that you need to get 3 points, and you got 3 points yesterday. You got 3 points on Friday. So 6 points, World Cup qualifier. You're going to make it to the tournament. Now, how far you go, that's up to you.
But there we go. Take care, everyone. Smash a like on the video. Don't
forget to please click like, share, and subscribe for Mark Goldbridge as well as for me. I would appreciate it. It's free to do. Just down there, just hit subscribe. I would appreciate it. But Trent leaves Liverpool. That's the rumor. We'll see how that pans out. Have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching.